Something is shifting for you right now, and if you are an Aries, you already feel it moving beneath the surface of your daily life. The next 7 days are not going to be ordinary. They are not going to feel the same as the days that have come before. There is a quality to this period, a heightened sense of aliveness, a pressure behind your eyes and in your chest that tells you something important is in motion. You do not always know what it is. You cannot always point to a single thing and say, that is what is changing. But you feel the change itself the way you feel a wind shift before you see the leaves move. As a fire sign, as the bold and pioneering soul that you are, your instincts are among your greatest gifts. And your instincts right now are telling you that this is a week to pay close attention. Not to lock yourself into outcomes or to force results before their time, but to stay awake, to stay present, to stay ready. Because in the next 7 days, you will notice a series of shifts, subtle, but unmistakable to anyone who is paying attention. And the ones who pay attention will be the ones who are positioned to make the most of what is arriving. This message is here to help you recognize the shifts before they pass you by. Let us go through them one by one. Shift 1. A new kind of mental clarity begins to arrive. Something is happening with the way you think. The fog that may have been sitting over your thoughts, the kind of mental heaviness that comes when too many questions are unanswered, too many directions are possible, and too many feelings are tangled up with logic, that fog is beginning to lift. And what is taking its place is something different, something cleaner, a kind of clarity that you have not felt in a while. For an Aries, mental sharpness is deeply connected to your sense of direction. When your mind is clear, you are unstoppable. You can assess, decide, and act with a speed and confidence that others rarely match. But when your mind is cloudy, when you are weighted down by confusion or indecision, you feel it in your whole body, in your movements, in your motivation, in the fire that drives you. Over the next 7 days, that clarity is returning. It may not arrive all at once. It may come in moments, a sudden insight in the middle of an ordinary afternoon, a thought that organizes what has been scattered, a realization that seems obvious once it lands but that you had somehow been circling for weeks without quite grasping. Do not rush the clarity. Do not try to manufacture it by forcing yourself to think harder or decide faster. The clarity that is coming in this shift is not the product of effort. It is the product of a deeper settling that has been happening in you beneath the surface, a reorganization of your inner landscape that is now starting to show at the level of thought. When the moment of clarity comes, you will feel it in your body as much as in your mind. There will be a kind of relief in it, a lightness, as if a weight you had been carrying without fully acknowledging it has simply been set down. Pay attention in the next 7 days to the thoughts that feel different from your usual mental activity, the ones that arrive quietly without being forced and carry a feeling of rightness. Those thoughts are the leading edge of this new mental clarity. They are showing you the direction you are meant to move in next. Trust them. They are not coming from nowhere. They are coming from the deepest part of you, the part that always knows, even when the surface of your mind is still sorting through the noise. The clarity that is beginning to arrive for you in these 7 days is a gift. And an Aries who thinks clearly is an Aries who acts with precision, courage, and power, exactly as you were built to act. Shift 2. Conversations start going deeper. Something is changing in the way you connect with people. The surface-level talk, the polite exchanges, the conversations that fill time without truly saying anything, those are beginning to feel less satisfying than they used to. And at the same time, you are finding that conversations around you are starting to go somewhere real. Something is pulling the people in your life, and you yourself, toward more honest, more meaningful exchanges. Someone says something that surprises you with its depth. A conversation that starts simply turns suddenly into something that matters. You say something true without planning to, and it lands in a way that opens a door. This shift in the quality of your conversations is not a coincidence. It is part of the broader energy movement happening around you and through you right now. When a significant period is arriving in someone's life, the conversations they have start to carry more weight. They become the vehicles through which important information arrives, through which real feelings finally get named, through which connections deepen or truths surface. For an Aries, communication can sometimes take a backseat to action. You are a doer first. But in these 7 days, the conversations themselves are the action. They are the thing that is moving your life forward. Pay attention to who you find yourself in real conversation with. Pay attention to what is being said beneath the words. Pay attention to your own honesty in these exchanges. The things you say that surprise even you with their directness. Your natural boldness, that Aries quality of saying what you mean without layers of softening, is going to be particularly valuable right now. And the people who respond to your honesty with honesty of their own, those are the conversations worth staying in. Deeper conversations lead to deeper understanding, and deeper understanding leads to clearer decisions. The shift toward depth in your communication over these 7 days is one of the ways the universe is moving important information in your direction. Be present in the conversations you find yourself in. Something meaningful is being said. If what you are hearing feels accurate, know that it could happen if you applied this energy consistently for 21 consecutive days. That is the 21-day challenge pinned at the top of this channel. It is built around daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you are tired of staying in the same cycle, that structure is exactly what has been missing. Shift 3. Energy levels become unpredictable but purposeful. Your energy is not behaving the way it usually does, and over the next 7 days, that unpredictability is going to be even more noticeable. You may wake up some mornings feeling more alive and ready than you have in months. A surge of vitality that makes you want to start everything at once. And then, a few hours later or the next morning, you may feel a heaviness that was not there the night before, a tiredness that seems to come from somewhere deeper than the physical. This is disorienting for an Aries. You are accustomed to having strong energy, to being the one in the room who keeps going when others stop. The unpredictability of your energy right now can feel like a malfunction, but it is not. It is a sign of purposeful recalibration. Think of it as a system update. Your inner energy is not malfunctioning, it is reorganizing. The surges of vitality are arriving when what is opening needs your full force behind it. The waves of fatigue are arriving when what is needed is rest and integration. When your deeper self needs to process what is shifting before it can move forward again. The key in this shift is to move with the rhythm rather than against it. When the energy comes, use it. Give it direction. Work on the things that matter. Move your body, make your calls, take your steps, do the things you have been putting off. And when the fatigue comes, do not fight it. Rest without guilt. Let your body and your deeper self do what they need to do. An Aries who fights their own energy rhythms wastes the very power they need for the moments that matter most. In these 7 days, let your energy be your guide. Not your schedule, not your expectations, not what you think you should be feeling. What you actually feel is the more reliable messenger. Follow its lead, and you will find that the energy you have, even when it seems unpredictable, is consistently showing up at exactly the right moments for exactly the right purposes. Shift 4. A situation you had given up on shows a new angle. Something has been sitting in your mind as closed. A situation, a goal, a relationship, a possibility, something that you had moved on from, at least on the surface, because it seemed like it was not going anywhere, because the door had seemed too firmly shut to keep knocking on. And over these 7 days, that situation is going to show you something you had not seen before. A new angle, a different perspective, a piece of information or a shift in circumstances that makes you look at the whole thing differently. For an Aries, giving something up is not always truly giving it up. You are persistent by nature. The fire in you does not extinguish easily, even when you tell yourself to let something go. And sometimes the things you have officially put down are still alive inside you, still carrying a spark, still waiting for the right conditions to become possible again. This shift is about those things. Not all of them, perhaps some of the things you have released were truly ready to be released. But there is at least one situation in your life that you have written off too soon, that deserves another look, that the universe is now tilting slightly so that you can see it from a different angle. The new angle may come through a conversation with someone who has information you did not have. It may come through your own thinking, in a moment of that new mental clarity we described in the first shift. It may come through a change in circumstances that removes one of the obstacles that had made the situation seem impossible. Whatever form it takes, pay attention when something you had closed starts to show signs of life again. This is not necessarily a call to reinvest everything you had previously pulled back. It is a call to look again, to stay open, to let the new angle show you what was always there but that you needed this specific period and this specific perspective to finally see. Shift 5. Old emotions surface for one final release. Something from the past is rising. Not to stay, to leave. There is an important distinction here, and it is one of the most important things to understand about what is happening in these 7 days. The emotions that are surfacing, the ones that may catch you off guard, the grief or the anger or the longing or the unresolved feeling from something that happened long ago, they are not coming back to reclaim space in your life. They are coming to the surface so that they can finally fully move through and out. For an Aries, the relationship with old emotions is complex. You are a fire sign. You feel things intensely, but you also convert those feelings into momentum quickly. Sometimes so quickly that the feelings do not fully complete their journey through you before you have already moved on to the next thing. And those incomplete emotions leave a residue, a weight that accumulates quietly beneath the surface until the right moment arrives for it to clear. These 7 days are that moment. The old emotions surfacing right now are asking you to let them be felt, not analyzed, not solved, not converted into action, but felt, fully and completely. This may mean sitting with a sadness that has no clear current source. It may mean feeling a flash of old anger and tracing it back to where it actually lives. It may mean allowing yourself to grieve something you told yourself you were already over. Whatever the emotions are, let them move. Do not rush them. Do not judge yourself for having them. Do not try to fix them before they have had the chance to release. Because on the other side of this final clearing, there is space. Empty, clean, ready space. An empty space for an Aries at a turning point is not emptiness, it is potential. It is the room your future needs to come into. Shift 6, you start attracting different kinds of people. The people who are drawn to you right now are not the same kind of people who have always been in your orbit. Something about your energy has shifted, the way you carry yourself, the things you talk about, the kind of presence you bring into a room, and different kinds of people are noticing it. People who are themselves in a place of growth, of change, of meaningful movement. People who are asking deeper questions. People who seem to resonate with who you are becoming rather than who you have been. This shift in who is being drawn to you is one of the most exciting and visible signs that something fundamental is changing in your life. Your energy is broadcasting at a different frequency. And just as a changed frequency on a radio dial picks up different stations, your changed energy is picking up different people, different connections, different conversations, different opportunities for collaboration or support or inspiration. As an Aries, you have always had a magnetic quality. Your natural leadership and passion draw people toward you. But the people who are being drawn now carry something specific that you need for this phase of your life. They may carry knowledge you lack. They may carry encouragement at exactly the moments you need it most. They may simply carry a resonance, a mirror of the kind of person you are growing into, that confirms you are on the right path. Pay attention to the new connections forming around you in these 7 days. Some of them may feel surprising, people you might not have expected to connect with from walks of life different from your usual circle. Do not let the surprise make you cautious. Let your natural Aries openness to new experiences lead the way. These new connections are part of the fabric of the next chapter of your life. They are being introduced now because they belong in what is coming. If this message is resonating with your sign right now, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal at exactly the right moment. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or as a member of this community, is what keeps these messages alive. The ones that touch hearts, awaken minds, and transform lives. If this video has been making sense to you, drop in the comments the day you were born. Let us keep going. Shift 7. Decisions that felt impossible now feel obvious. There have been choices sitting in front of you, some of them for a long time, that you simply could not bring yourself to make. Not because you did not care, but because the information did not feel complete, or the timing did not feel right, or the uncertainty of the outcome made every option feel equally risky. Those decisions that have been suspended, hovering in the space between action and inaction, are beginning to resolve. Over these 7 days, you will find that at least some of them, perhaps the most important ones, are becoming clearer. Not because all the uncertainty has disappeared, but because something in you has gotten clear enough about what truly matters to look past the uncertainty and see the right choice. For an Aries, decisiveness is one of your great strengths. You are not generally a person who likes to sit on a decision for long. You would rather decide and adjust course later than stay paralyzed waiting for perfect information. But the decisions that have been most difficult are the ones that touched on something so important to you that the usual boldness did not feel like enough. The ones that required not just courage but a deeper kind of knowing. That knowing is arriving now. The shifts that have been happening in your clarity, in your emotional state, in your energy, they have been building toward this. And the decisions that land in these 7 days, the ones that suddenly feel obvious, will likely be some of the most significant ones you make. Trust them. Trust the clarity. Trust the sense of rightness that accompanies them. And once the decision is made, move with it. That is the Aries way, and in this particular moment, that forward movement is exactly what is needed. Shift 8. Your intuition becomes sharper and more trustworthy. You have always had strong instincts. As an Aries, your intuition is part of what makes you a natural leader, that quick read of a situation, that sense of where the energy is moving, that gut feeling that tells you in the first few seconds of a situation what it is really about. But in these 7 days, your intuition is going to feel different. Sharper. Faster. More reliable. The kind of intuition you are going to experience in this period is not just a quick instinct. It is a deep knowing that comes from a place inside you that has been growing quieter and clearer over the past weeks, even as the surface of your life has felt more turbulent. When your intuition speaks to you in these 7 days, it will feel different from your usual mental chatter. It will feel calmer, more centered, less urgent and more certain. It will not argue with you or explain itself at length. It will simply know. Your job in this shift is to tell the difference between your intuition and your fear, because both can feel compelling and both can feel like they are protecting you. Fear speaks with urgency and tries to stop you. Intuition speaks with calm and tries to guide you. In the moments of decision, in the conversations that matter, in the choices you are making about which direction to move, listen for the calm, certain voice rather than the urgent, frightened one. That calm voice is your intuition, and it has become sharper because you have, over this period, cleared enough emotional space to actually hear it. Use it. Let it guide your decisions, your responses, your next steps. An Aries who is in full connection with their intuition moves through the world with a power and an accuracy that is rare and remarkable. Shift 9. Time begins to feel different, slower and more meaningful. You have noticed something about time lately. It does not feel the same. Some moments seem to stretch, to hold more space inside them than they normally would. You find yourself more present in ordinary things, a conversation, a meal, a quiet moment in the morning, and the presence brings a weight of meaning to those moments that everyday life usually does not carry. Time is slowing down for you right now, or rather, your relationship to time is shifting. You are becoming more present, more aware of the moment you are actually in rather than the 10 moments ahead of it that you are already planning. For an Aries, living in the future is natural. You are always thinking about the next move, the next goal, the next challenge to take on. Your fire burns forward. But in these 7 days, something is inviting you to live in the present in a way that does not come easily to you. And the gift inside that invitation is profound. Because the turning point that is building for you is not going to arrive in some distant future. It is arriving now, in these days. In these conversations and decisions and feelings and connections, if you are always living 2 steps ahead, you will miss the very thing that is trying to happen in the present moment. The slower, more meaningful quality of time you are experiencing right now is the universe's way of saying, be here. This is where it is happening. The clarity, the connections, the decisions, the releases, they are all happening now. Stay present. Let time do what it is doing. And notice what shows up in the fullness of a moment when you are truly inside it, rather than already planning your way out of it. Shift 10. The voice inside you gets louder and harder to ignore. There is a part of you that has always known things about what you truly want, what you truly need, what is truly good for you and what is not. And that part of you has not always been the loudest voice in the room. There have been other voices, the voice of practicality, the voice of what others expect, the voice of what seems responsible or safe or reasonable. And those voices have often drowned out the one that knows. In these 7 days, that inner voice is getting louder. It is not shouting. It is not dramatic. But it is persistent. It is clear. It is saying the things that you have been half hearing for a long time and pushing aside because they were inconvenient, or because following them would require courage, or because the timing never seemed quite right. The timing is becoming right. And the voice is no longer content to be half heard. As an Aries, you are deeply connected to your inner sense of direction. When that connection is clear, you move with a confidence and power that is extraordinary. When that connection is clouded, you feel off, restless, directionless, like a fire burning without knowing what it is meant to illuminate. The inner voice getting louder right now is restoring that connection. Let it speak. Let yourself hear it fully. without immediately trying to argue with it or qualify it or make it more palatable to the other voices. Just let it say what it knows. And then, with the Aries courage that has always been your greatest asset, begin to act on what it is telling you. Shift 11. A quiet readiness settles in, like a fire that knows when to burn. At some point in these 7 days, and you will know the moment when it comes, something will settle in you. Not excitement, though there may be excitement too. Not relief, though there may be that as well. This is something quieter and stronger than either of those things. It is a readiness. A sense of being arrived at something, arrived at a state of being that is fully aligned with what is coming. A fire that knows when to burn. You have been building toward this all along. The clarity, the depth, the emotional release, the intuition, the presence, the inner voice. All of it has been building toward this moment of quiet readiness. It is the moment before the leap when you know with complete certainty that you are ready to leap. Not because you have all the information, not because all the uncertainty is gone, not because the path is perfectly mapped, but because you are ready. You, the person you have been becoming through all of this, are ready. For an Aries, this is a sacred feeling. It does not come often. It comes at the moments that truly matter, the real turning points, the real openings. When it settles over you, honor it. Sit in it for a moment. Let it become a foundation in your body and your spirit. And then when the moment calls for it, move. Move with everything you are. Move with the fire and the courage and the passion and the boldness that define you. Because the 7 days ahead are not just a period of observation. They are a period of arrival. And you are arriving fully and truly at the next great chapter of your life. If this message resonated with your sign, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it always sends exactly the right signal. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support as a subscriber or as a member of this community is what keeps these messages alive. They are the messages that touch, awaken, and transform. If this video made sense to you, leave in the comments the day you were born. 7 days, 11 shifts, each one a thread in a cloth that is being woven right now, in real time around you and within you and through you. As you move through the days ahead, carry what you have heard today with you, not as a burden or a checklist, but as a lantern. When the mental clarity comes, welcome it. When the conversations go deeper, lean into them. When your energy surges, move. When it falls, rest. When the situation you gave up on shows a new angle, look. When the old emotions rise, feel them fully and let them go. When new people arrive in your orbit, be open. When the decisions suddenly feel clear, trust yourself and act. When your intuition speaks in its quiet, certain voice, listen without delay. When time slows and meaning deepens, be fully present in it. And when the loud voice inside you says the thing it has been building toward, the thing you have been half knowing for a long time, have the Aries courage to hear it and to follow it. Because these 7 days are not ordinary time. They are threshold time. They are the passage from where you have been to where you are going. And the Aries who walks through this passage with open eyes and an open heart will emerge on the other side with something priceless. A life that finally matches the full size and fire of who they truly are.